Captions News and the Go. We're with Cassandra Powell, who is our chairperson for PCCEO Board of Directors, but she's also an advocate on fighting STD and HIV and AIDS and bringing more awareness. Cassandra, tell us again about the Minority AIDS Awareness Council and what it does.
The Minority AIDS Awareness Council has been in Peoria for over 17 years. We're a community-based organization that provides education, counseling, testing, and a lot of prevention in our community and surrounding areas regarding STDs, which is sexually transmitted diseases, and HIV and AIDS.
Tell us about your knowledge of, have you guys seen an increase or decrease in the number of cases of HIV and AIDS?
Well, according to the stats, Dennis, there is still, HIV is still alive and well, it's kicking and it's moving. And a lot of people are saying that HIV is dead because people are living longer, but that's because of the medications and the breakthrough in science that are helping people to live longer that have the HIV infection.
What efforts is your group and other groups as well in Peoria doing to educate and bring more awareness?
Well, we're encouraging people to get tested to know their status. We're providing community education. We're providing prevention. We also have our Heart of Illinois HIV AIDS Center that does do treatment of care. They have case management. They also provide medical services for the clients.
You have a couple of special events coming up at the end of November and beginning of December in connection with all this. Can you tell us about them?
Yes, the Minority AIDS Awareness Council is working on our third year for Bold for the Cure. This is an activity that's going to be held Saturday, November the 27th at Landmark Lanes from 1 to 4 o'clock p.m. You bowl, you get 3 games and your pair of shoes for $10. We have giveaways, we have a 50-50, we'll have a bake sale. On Wednesday, December the 1st, we will have our World's AIDS Day presentation, and this is put together by a collaborative effort of organizations here in Peoria that provide HIV and STD services. There are the Friends of PWA, the Peoria City County Health Department, the Heart of Illinois HIV AIDS Center, and the Minority AIDS Awareness Council. We will be having a program at the Atrium Building, which is 900 West Main Street, with the help and the blessings and also with the Methodist Medical Center. They've been very helpful in helping us obtain this area to have our event. Bristol Myers Squibb will be here with the photography for the New Faces of AIDS. We will have a program. The Azizi peer educators will do a program. We'll have music, violinists, the pianists, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful program. There's going to be light refreshments. This event will start at 5:30 and will end at 7 o'clock p.m.
If anybody has a need for more information about AIDS awareness or Minority AIDS Awareness Council, is there a phone number they can contact?
Yes, you can always call the Peoria City County Health Department at 679-6000. You can call Friends of PWA at 671-2144. You can call the Heart of Illinois HIV AIDS Center at 680-8612, or the Minority AIDS Awareness Council 253-7735.
We are launching today at 4 o'clock Remarkable Times. Remarkable Times will be a weekly newsletter released by District 150 to just tell you what's happening in our district. We are going to tell our story in our own way. We will be spotlighting our schools, our students. We have a new and improved website that we are so excited about, a very interactive website where our teachers will be able to post information. Our students are posting articles, and all of our different schools have a link, and like I said, they can upload information daily or even hourly as things change. We have photos now that change based on different events that are occurring. So if you haven't subscribed to the weekly newsletter, you can go to our district website for Remarkable Times, and you can subscribe. Some of you, we subscribed for you because you visit with us often. We just went ahead and added we have your email on file. We added you to our news link. So that'll come out about 4 o'clock every Friday. Like I said, just giving you updates, and we're calling it Remarkable Times because we do feel that these are remarkable times in District 150. Just to give you another overview, we are reviewing between now and March of 2011 all of the curricular programs that exist in our district, all of the programs, whether it's an outside company, it's a company locally. We're looking at everything that we utilize to provide education to our children. We're evaluating. We're seeing if the money that we're paying these different organizations and different consultants to come in, if it's making a difference in District 150. If things are working and we feel that we need to just revise a program, we will come forward with a recommendation to continue. If things are not working or if they no longer meet the needs of our district students, we will also make a recommendation to eliminate a program, but we will have also something to replace it with. So that will come around March 2011, that a report will be released to the board and with recommendations of what we want to continue or what we need to discontinue. We are also looking at our 3 high schools, Manual High School, Peoria High School, and also Richwoods High School. We're looking at the program offerings at those 3 schools and then looking at the feeders from the elementary and the middle school level, or primary as we call it here. And what we're going to do for next fall is our goal is to say, based on what those 3 high schools have to offer, what can we add or revise at the primary and middle school level so that when students enter into kindergarten at a particular school, they have an opportunity to explore various programs or choices. For example, Manual High School right now has adopted the Johns Hopkins model. What could we add at the primary and middle school level so that when students enter high school at Manual, they're ready to move into that Johns Hopkins model? Manual was awarded a 3-year grant valued at $2 million annually based on a renewal process in order to implement the model. The goal is to get going with the model and then for us to phase the model out, but to continue with the best practices that are working. So we thought about maybe possibly a gifted and talented program. What if the schools that feeds into Manual had some options for gifted and talented? We're also looking at providing gifted certified education or training for our teachers right now, starting in January with a partnership with Bradley University for our kindergarten and 5th grade teachers across the entire district. All of you are aware that we have Washington Gifted School. We accept about 60 students on an annual basis, but we also know that there are other gifted students across the district. So we want opportunities and access for those students as well. So once again, looking at hitting kindergarten when students are entering, and also in our middle schools at our 5th grade teachers. So that's the plan there. Then looking at Peoria High School. Right now, Peoria High School has the traditional track, and also they have a fine arts program. What else could we do to expand the Peoria High School offerings for our students? We're kicking around, like I said, this is all preliminary, kicking around maybe looking at going after some grant funding for maybe a medical science program or a technology program. And then we would look at that for the primary and middle schools that feed into Central so that they have those offerings. So students have an opportunity to explore those different fields before they enter into high school. And then at Richwoods right now, we have the traditional track, and we also have IB programming. Looking at possibly adding IB programming to the primary and middle schools, and then also maybe expanding the multimedia and visual arts so that that's also a component at Richwoods. So what we're simply saying is if you enter into a District 150 school, students will have options. And parents can rest assured that it doesn't matter where you live in our county or our district, that students will receive a quality education. We will be looking at choice offerings and random process for students applying. If, for example, if you're in the manual feeder zone, but you know what, I really want to get into visual and performing arts. I'm really interested in IB. The students would apply based on the number of seats that are available at those particular schools. But it would be a random process so that it would be fair to all students. So we're looking at our application process now for admittance into all of our different programs. We're going to push that out from the central office standpoint. There will be an application or enrollment period. Students will fill out those applications, submit them to the central office. We'll use a computerized program to select the students that would be assigned. So like I said, that's something that we're working on right now. Also looking at foreign languages in our primary and middle schools. I keep pushing that, and I think it's very important. Actually, I have a little story I want to read to you at the end in reference to foreign languages. There's also a need for guidance counselors at our primary and middle schools. So looking at if we can partner with Bradley University to either get some practicum students out or add some additional resources at our primary and middle school levels. Because as you think about counseling and guidance for students, we need counselors sitting down with students truly developing an individualized educational plan. And yes, we know individualized education plans tied normally to special education. So we'll call it a learning contract. but they sit down and actually plan. So we know where students need to go when they enter into high school, whether it's Peoria High School, Manual High School, or Richwoods. What are the career choices? What are students selecting? We start thinking about college or trade schools, or what are the next steps for a child? That plan should be in place, so when students are in ninth grade, they're on track to graduate and go where they choose to go. And then we're also finally exploring vocational programming for the 2011-12 school year. So we're looking at different vocational programming and seeing what we might be able to offer in the upcoming school year. Students need choices. Some students want to attend a 2-year or 4-year university, college after they graduate high school. Some simply want to go to work. But we want to make sure they have the skills to go to work. Because everything in our lives, different things happen, and there are just different tracks for different students. We don't want to continue to lose students by students dropping out because they're bored or they're not satisfied with school. And just because a child chooses a vocational track doesn't mean that they're not gifted. Doesn't mean that they can't take AP courses. We're saying implementing a vocational program with rigorous courses and a rigorous curriculum. So just keep that in mind, that we're not saying that we're just having a holding or a dumping place for students, but it would still be a rigorous curriculum for all. So that's the focus there in reference to current things that are happening in District 150. Questions?
How would that vocational program work? Would it be implemented at all the high schools? Would it be at a high school that tends to have more vocational options? How would
We're looking at, right now, we're embarking on a facility study to look and see if we could have a separate location for a vocational school, or looking at some of our existing schools to see if we could add programming there. Like I said, this is the very initial stage. We're talking and looking at, we need to conduct also a needs assessment. Would we like to replicate a program like they have in Pekin, or we want something totally different? We're still just trying to gather the facts, but I think it's important for the community to know that we're looking into that we are truly honest about saying we're going to focus on all students and make sure students have options.
Right now, are the vocational programs still pretty much spread out throughout the high schools, or is it mostly?
What we have to offer in reference to vocational education at the high schools, but we also want middle school students to have some of that exploration. I can remember being an assistant principal at a middle school, and our students wheeled or they rotated every quarter. So they had an opportunity to explore wood shop. They had an opportunity to take computer application courses. They had an opportunity to do the CAD, the designing, so that they could decide on their interests for high school. So something like that concept in the middle schools to also expose students. But we also want to think out of the box when it comes to vocational education, meaning that we want truly skilled craftsmen to come in and work with our students. We know we have to have a certified teacher in our classrooms, but if we could team teach together, and that auto mechanic could actually come in and truly walk our students through, and then we have the teacher here right beside them, helping them with the mathematics application, helping them with the English component. That would make a difference, and we want to get students out into the community. You know, you can learn beyond just being in a high school or a middle school setting.
Other questions? Could you talk a little bit more, Dr. Latham, about how you would like to partner with Bradley on that guidance counselor initiative you were talking about? Would you be utilizing students? How would you do that?
Right now we're partnering with Bradley in reference to, like I said, the gifted education program, and then in reference to counseling education, we're working with their counseling department to see what we could do for the 11-12 school year as far as utilizing students to go out and work, and then how many full-time counselors can we employ next year. But that means cutting back in another area, and you know, we're still looking at our budget, we're still looking at our staffing needs. But we have to decide. Something has to go in order, though, to provide an opportunity for our children. Yes, ma'am?
Comment in regards to the early childhood program. My granddaughter currently attends Sterling School. She just started a month ago. The transformation has been amazing. I can't say enough wonderful things about the program that they have in place there. Is there any concerns about the budget in regards to that program? Because it is crucial. My granddaughter has a speaking disorder, and she's already made tremendous strides, and it's I'm just concerned that the program's going to be eliminated or cut back.